For many years, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster has been passed down all over the world. People have debated its true appearance from generation to generation, but there has never been a definite answer. Some people say it was a prehistoric plesiosaur, or while others guess it was a deep-sea giant eel or a giant catfish. In Canada, North America, the rumor of the water monster in Lake Champlain also arouses people's curiosity. This lake, which spans the border between the United States and Canada, has a mysterious and terrifying water monster beneath its dark and serene surface. There have been over 500 eyewitness news reports in the local area. According to local witnesses, it was a snake-like creature with scales, its back arched like a small hill. Some even said that its body was larger than that of a fishing boat. Rick has been a tour guide on Lake Champlain for more than 20 years. He has encountered water monsters many times while sailing. That thing had its back protruding from the water, as black as a reef. Its body was longer than my sightseeing boat. Every time it showed up and turned over, it sank down, leaving only a large whirlpool on the water surface. He pointed to the water area in the middle of the lake and said. Another witness, Smith, took a crucial photo while sunbathing by the lake. That day, he saw ripples suddenly rise on the water surface and quickly raised his camera. The lens captured a creature with a long neck and a flat head, with its body leaving a black shadow of 6 to 10 meters in the water. Scientists carefully analyzed this photo. Judging from the proportion of trees and rocks in the background, the size of the objects is real, and the reflection on the water surface and the shadow treatment are natural. It is completely impossible to be a fake. Compared with the famous fake photo of Loch Ness forged by a toy submarine, the credibility of this photo is significantly higher, but it is impossible to determine the species based on a blurry photo alone. Thus, the plesiosaur conjecture was brought up again. It was a marine reptile that lived in the Mesozoic era, with a neck several meters long and a body size similar to the eyewitness description. However, it became extinct as early as the end of the Cretaceous period 65 million years ago. In 1997, a Japanese fisherman discovered the carcass of a long-necked, decomposed creature in a river. Although it was later identified as a long-necked turtle, this incident made people reconsider whether there were any ancient creatures, including plesiosaurs, that have survived to this day. However, Dr. Marsden, a paleontologist, refuted this. Plesiosaurs were reptiles that needed to surface regularly to breathe. If there were plesiosaurs in Lake Champlain, given its size and breathing rate, it would have been frequently witnessed long ago and would not have left only a few hundred vague records. Key addition: plesiosaurs adapted to saltwater environments, while Lake Champlain is a freshwater lake. The transformation of the ecological environment also posed a huge challenge to it. Data shows that Lake Champlain is 200 kilometers long, with an average width of 20 kilometers and a maximum depth of 130 meters, approximately the height of a 40-story building. The bottom of the lake is covered with underwater caves and reefs, which is large enough to hide some huge lake monsters. The most famous fish existing in the lake is the lake sturgeon. This kind of creature is simply a living fossil. Their largest body length exceeds 3 meters, and they are often mistaken for water monsters by people. Just imagine, if this guy suddenly jumps out of the water, then from a certain angle, it does indeed have something similar to a water monster. To continue the investigation into the mystery of the water monster, geologist Mario also went to Lake Champlain to look for clues. At the end of the last glacial peak 13,000 years ago, Lake Champlain was part of the Atlantic Ocean, directly connected to the ocean. At that time, Lake Champlain was just like the ocean today, with all kinds of marine creatures living in the water. Later, the land gradually rose, Lake Champlain was separated into separate lakes, and the seawater gradually desalinated. Some marine creatures have gradually adapted to living in freshwater during evolution. In addition, a large number of barnacles, seals, and beluga whales fossils have been discovered near Lake Champlain, which can also prove that this place was once home to marine life. Beluga whales belong to the small whale species in the Arctic waters. They often forage at estuaries in summer, and it is entirely possible that they will be trapped in lakes after geographical changes. Just like the seals in Lake Baikal, marine life can adapt to fresh water through a long period of evolution, Mario explained. To verify whether there were mammals in the lake, 3 days later, scientists conducted monitoring using an echolocator. The results were astonishing. The instrument received over 200 echo signals of different frequencies. The analysis revealed that at least 15 animals were using sonar for navigation. The frequency and waveform of each signal are different, indicating that they are not of a single species. The team of biologists compared the database and found that some of the signals were highly similar to the echo waves of beluga whales, and some belonged to unknown deepwater mammals. Combining all the clues, scientists have put forward the latest view that the Lake Champlain monster might be some kind of giant mammal adapted to freshwater environments. It might be a variant of the beluga whale or a descendant of other marine creatures. During 13,000 years of evolution, they gradually adapted to freshwater life, hiding in caves at the bottom of lakes to avoid human sight and using echolocation ability to hunt in the dark. The lake sturgeon, an ancient fish species that can grow up to 3 meters in length, is often mistaken for a water monster due to its huge size and movements when it leaps out of the water, thus becoming another source of legends. Today, the legend of the water monster in Lake Champlain continues. When the cruise ship glides across the calm lake surface, could there be a pair of eyes staring at you beneath the dark water? Perhaps deep in this lake that once connected the ocean, there truly lies a miracle of life that has yet to be fully understood by humanity. What do you think that creature would be?